In this video, we're going to look at the link between the innovation strategy and the innovation project portfolio selection review, which is selecting the project we're going to develop. And in fact, the projects are the mean to implement the strategy. So there's a strong link between the two. What is interesting from a benchmark that we did amongst club members, managing innovation project portfolio, it's probably one of the strongest practice that they have in place right now. But when it comes to the innovation strategy, they're quite weak. So in fact, if those two are linked together, you cannot pretend that you're good at selecting projects if the strategies aren't clear. Because in fact, you're selecting the project to develop and implement that strategy. So there's a strong link, like I mentioned earlier, and let's have a look at it.
This video from the Innovation Leaders Club will explain how the Innovation Portfolio Review relates to the innovation strategy. Many innovation leaders wonder how to implement the innovation strategy. The answer is partly answered with the Innovation Portfolio Review, since buckets for resource allocation shall be dictated by the innovation strategy. We have developed a 60-page visual guidebook on how to develop an innovation strategy. It is a fully illustrated step-by-step guide to building the foundation of an innovation system. Click the link in the description below to download it for free. Let's discuss the relationship between portfolio management and innovation strategy. Let's say you do not have an innovation strategy, but wish to implement portfolio management practices. Is it doomed from the start? The answer is no. Even if you do not have an innovation strategy, you will still be able to prioritize projects, allocate resources, and balance your portfolio. However, you will miss an important criterion. Are these projects helping us accomplish our vision? The objective of the innovation strategy is to determine where you want to focus your innovation efforts. Without a clear innovation strategy, you will have too many project proposals that seem interesting. With the help of the innovation strategy, you'll be able to determine what to focus on.
Now that we have seen that selecting the innovation bucket, in fact, it is representing the different strategic arena that we have selected during our innovation strategy development. In fact, there might be some other buckets which are not related to the innovation strategy, which are more like tactical buckets. But in fact, a bucket, what it means is trying to aggregate the different projects which are similar. So you can compare apple to apple, and ultimately having those different buckets, it really ensures that you're really implementing the strategy. So I have an interesting story, one of the club members that identified the different strategic arenas for his strategy. So in fact, he ended up having different buckets. And then when they try to integrate the current innovation project that they were having like 80 projects ongoing. About 70% of them were not even fitting in any of those buckets. So that was really interesting information for them. And in fact, it was quite of a shock, because what it means, it's the actual current project portfolio was not linked to the strategy. So they had to make some tough decisions on ongoing projects, and also to ensure that they were selecting projects related to the strategy. So having those different projects under those different buckets ensure that we have a clear strategy. Now it comes from the advanced development. So those projects which are not ready to be developed, but at least we have to try to minimize the risk. It could be technical risk, but sometimes advanced development could be also in terms of a new business model, a new customer experience that we would like to experiment. So the question is, should we have those in the different buckets, or should we have a bucket by itself for the advanced development so we can ensure that we do advanced development. So there's two ways of thinking in this case. So we've seen some club members that they prefer to have a separate bucket for advanced development, let's say having 10% or 15% to ensure that they do that part of the advanced development work. And some prefer to have it spread in a different bucket. But the issue with having spread, it's you're not fully confident that it will happen. So let's have a look at in this video.
The first objective of the portfolio review is to implement the innovation strategy. This is an example from a furniture manufacturer who's competing against IKEA. They have 5 strategic arenas, 3 focusing on products for the living room, dining room, and bedroom. In comparison, they have 2 technology arenas, new textures and mechanisms. It is uncommon to see an allocation that overweighs technology instead of project strategic arenas. However, this manufacturer has launched several new products in the past years and is now focusing on developing new technological platforms that will be integrated in future products. A benefit of the innovation strategy is that it eases project prioritization against similar opportunities, comparing apples to apples. Otherwise, all kinds of opportunities are mixed and can hardly be prioritized. So once the innovation strategy is defined, it serves as a tool to say no to any project that falls aside from the strategic arenas, which are the focus areas for innovation. This is a straightforward example of a club member who wanted to manage all of their projects simultaneously, including information technology projects. Notice that this club member has 5 strategic arenas, namely Market 1, Technology Z, Platform A, Initiative P, and Technology G. However, in the process, the club member deemed it necessary to add additional buckets for tactical projects related to products and another one for IT projects. It also became necessary since it was the same resource working on Technology G and IT projects. This example shows a club member who wished to manage his advanced development project separately. This was an interesting choice because it was a separate team from those working on strategic arenas. This might be rare, but it is an interesting example of what could be applied to your organization. In most cases, advanced development is part of each arena.
I hope you like this video. Obviously, it's a quite niche video making the link between the innovation strategy and the innovation project portfolio review. But it is really important to ensure that we get this straight up, because if we don't have that strong link, ultimately we'll not be able to implement a strategy. So it really hits the nail at the right place, because it's a common issue that we find with people having a strong innovation project portfolio, but not having that proactive strategy to ensure that they are ambitious and it takes them exactly where they want to go. So see you in the next video.
If you haven't already done so, you can get your hands on our popular 60-page visual guidebook for free. Click the link in the description below. Don't hesitate to watch the next video to learn even more about innovation management practices.